Yay! Onila, we're live. So, hi everyone, welcome to Become the Change. This is a weekly hangout dedicated to conscious activism. So, doing stuff about things that you care about, not from a place of anger or frustration, but just being excited about what you think is possible for the world. And this hangout gives you inspiration and tools to actually start to make it happen. You know, whether you want to use the internet or you want to just start doing things in your local area. I've got some guests on today's show with me, so please say hi to Tracy. You can do some kind of
Hi.
woo. Lisa Lotta.
Hi,
Could I'll try it now, but I won't. Lisa,
And Karen.
Hello.
So
Karen,
Karen, Tracy,
you're in
and Lisa
Tokyo,
Lotta.
aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. So we actually have people here from all over the world because we have Tracy in Provence, me in Provence, Lisa Lotta in Sweden, Karen in Japan, as we just knew. So, so my guests here all work with me in my team doing learning about the internet and building an online business. But I started this hangout because I don't think that the internet just has to be about business. I truly believe it can be about raising awareness and becoming more of the change that you want to see in the world. So each week we look at some kind of activism or social entrepreneur or some kind of amazing thing that can inspire everyone watching, whether you're watching live or in the future, to actually know that you can do things. And so everyone here has done amazing things. I actually used to be a campaigner and an activist in London for women's rights and against poverty for about 10 years. Had to stop because I got very ill just after changing British law and negotiating with the British Prime Minister. And then made me realize that we don't have to always focus on the problems in the world. We can focus on what we would like to see. And today's topic is actually an amazing, amazing example of that because it was just so successful so quickly. And I've analyzed it quite a lot. I've been following it from the very beginning. And I've come up with 3 things that anyone watching and participating in this can take away from this case study and give you ideas about what you could do for the things that you would like to contribute to. And it doesn't mean you have to become, you know, Mother Teresa or sacrifice your life to the cause. But sometimes there are things that we care about that we don't really talk about very often because most people don't. And I believe that for many of us, when we do talk about those things, we actually come alive. You know, that for some strange reason, it's just something that we enjoy. You know, not for everyone, but for certain people. So happy to have all of you here. And today's story is actually about Colin and friends, or Happy Birthday, Colin. So this is a Facebook page that was. I'm just going to share my screen here and show you guys. And for my guests on the panel, feel free to butt in and interrupt me, okay? Even if I haven't called you out yet, you can just go ahead and do that. So today's story is
Just kidding.
actually oh, go on. Does someone want to say something?
I was just testing you. Okay.
Oh, okay. Doing the um. Okay. So so this is actually a Facebook page that was created in February, and within 2 weeks, it went viral. Viral means it just got shared a lot, and it got shared so much that it actually went across the whole world. I think my connection is breaking up. It went across the whole world. It got reported on by national newspapers in many different countries, and the page actually had so many different effects, which I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm just going to actually show you what it looks like. The story is that it was created by a mother of a son who has autism, or he has some kind of disorder where he has difficulty processing information. So it means that he finds it hard to communicate verbally with other people. And people pick on him at school, other kids pick on him. And so she got the idea for this Facebook page because it was his 11th birthday coming up. And she asked him, well, this is the mother, asked her son, what would you like to do for your birthday? Should we have a party? And he said, well, Mum, there's no point having a party because I don't have any friends to invite. And she was really sad about this, and she knew already that he was eating lunch on his own every single day in the school, but she didn't know. Oh, someone's talking at the same time. Are you guys having trouble hearing me?
It's a little bit.
Oh.
It's a little.
It's there's a storm here, so
That's why. That's why I just made a suggestion.
Yeah, I don't have any other apps open actually, so I can't really do that.
We just sent you that storm. We had it about 3 hours ago.
Oh, really? It's really hot here, so it's yeah. Now the guys are making themselves known. Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep going, and hopefully that it'll get better. So yeah, basically, her son said to her, "There's no point having a party because nobody likes me at school. I don't have any friends." And she got really sad about this and decided to create a Facebook page. And the idea behind it was that anyone could like the page and wish her son happy birthday on it. And she didn't think that many people would go for it. And let me see if I can actually show it to you. But she was completely amazed by what happened. Because in fact, so many people did get inspired by it that it went across the entire world. And they put an address on the Facebook page for people to send in posts as well as actually something on his wall. And they got so many things, they had to open a whole room just for all the postage and all the gifts that were received for this little boy for his birthday, all from Facebook. So there's a few things about the story that I want to just point out. And I'm sorry, I'm having real trouble with Google. It's not letting me.
Let me see if I can, and because I think I read this story before, Sandy, so maybe my connection's a little better so I can repeat what you said. The lady posted it, didn't expect that many results, posted her address, correct? Her home address, and they got so many gifts that they had to, that it filled up an entire room. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, exactly. It's a connection that people can't hear.
A little bit.
But you heard me, so.
It's
Okay. Huh. Don't know what to do then. Okay. I'm gonna log out and come back in. Sorry, I'll be
Okay.
I'll just 10 seconds if I can.
All right, Karen will sing us a song while you're gone, right, Karen?
I don't think so.
Your voice is done for the day?
Yeah, I finished
all right.
singing for the day.
Oh. Okay. I might have to do this at another time. Oh.
Your video is kind of like a slideshow.
Yeah.
The video's good here.
Sorry, I'm trying. Okay, here you go.
Oh.
Okay.
Can you like type in your? Can you subtitle yourself?
Where's technology
okay, can you guys
when you
see
need it?
anything now?
Right.
Yeah. Can you guys
Yeah,
see?
we see.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was Facebook.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys can see something or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, the storm is really big. Oh, you can. Okay. Okay. Uh, so can you guys give me a yes if you can hear me? Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to end the hangout.
No, I can hear you better now.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so I'm just gonna keep going, and hopefully the gods will be with us. So this is the page I'm talking about. It has 2.1 million likes.
Wow.
It was only created a few months ago. Sorry,
Wow.
someone just say something? Oh, just okay. Yeah. So this is the boy, Colin. He likes to wear bow ties, and this is what she actually wrote when she started the page. She says, "I'm Colin's mum. I created this page for my amazing, wonderful, challenging son, who is about to turn 11 on March 9th. Because of his disability, social skills are not easy for him, and he often acts out in school, and the other kids don't like him. So when I asked him if he wanted a party for his birthday, he said there wasn't any point because he has no friends. He eats lunch alone in the office every day because no one will let him sit with them, and rather than force someone to be unhappy with his presence, he sits alone in the office. So I thought if I could create a page where people could send him positive thoughts and encouraging words, that would be better than any birthday party. Please join me in making my very original son feel special on his day." So that one post, February 3rd, that has got 367,000 and some likes, 225,000 comments. It's been shared nearly 42,000 times. So the page started off with just a few people liking it, and it now has 2.1 million. And the cool thing I want to share with you is that as well as all these people liking it, which is one thing, but it doesn't really necessarily, I mean, he can't walk around going, yeah, I have 2.1 million likes on Facebook. But what's happened is that since his birthday, Colin has been on, this is a rock star show, a rock show that he was in this week, a benefit that was put on for bullying by a band called Government Soul. So he's actually in the music video. Colin's been to Disneyland. He's been on national TV all over America and all over the world, actually, because mainstream media picked up the story. He was taken. He got so many gifts that they couldn't even open them all on his birthday. They took them several weeks to do it. He's been to meet some of his idols, like NBA basketball stars. I'm just going to see if I can show you the pictures, if the internet will move. And he's become like a celebrity. He's even had that little girl saying they have crushes on him, they want him to be a boyfriend. And this was a boy that just at the start of this year honestly didn't think he had any friends. And the cool thing is that the kids at his school that were bullying him, they have actually now, they found out about the page, because the interesting way that his mom did it was that she kept the page secret from him for a long time until his birthday. She didn't tell him. So he already got nearly 1 million likes, I think, by the time his birthday came up. And I'm showing you pictures of him here. I'm going to show the basketball players. And the storm's really raging, so I hope you can see it. But this is obviously a really cool story. And I was looking at it, I was like, well, what could people take away from this? Apart from the fact that, she created a Facebook page.
Sandy, you're
and a lot
really
of people
breaking
liked
up.
it. Like, why do people like it? Oh, sorry?
You're breaking up a lot more now.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Okay, let me just move to a different spot. Let's see if that works.
Are you
So,
near the router?
is that better? Is this any better?
Oh yeah.
It's better?
It seems so, yes.
Yeah. Are you near the router
Okay.
now?
I'm in a, yeah, it's funny because the connection here is better than anywhere I've been recently, but there's this big storm. Okay, so I'm going to
That's
do
good.
photo.
You're good now.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm in a really
Yeah.
dark room now.
You're clear as a bell, Sandy.
Hello.
Yeah, now it's
Oh my God, there's like 60 of you.
Oh
Way
no.
too many Sandys.
Okay.
Kidding.
All right, so this is the page. So as you can see here, he's gone to NASA. He's gone to like all these places that people invited him and his family to, because his story got out so much, and you know he's eaten about 1,200 birthday cakes, and his YouTube videos have been watched by thousands of people. But one of the coolest things I thought was that now at his school, everyone knows about him, and a lot of schools are now looking at issues like this because of this one boy, and looking at how kids that are a bit different are treated by other kids, and they're looking at bullying. There was this big music show just a couple of days ago all about bullying in schools, and so he's really kicked off a whole wave of awareness about how much this goes on. So I was looking at that and thinking, well, why did this page go so viral, and then some other pages, you know, they get like 10 likes or 100 likes. And so I've come up with a few things I'm going to show you, my geeky slideshow. And then we can like obviously talk a bit more. Can you hear me
yes.
still? Okay, cool. Oh yeah, you guys are really clear now. Okay, so this is the three things that stood out to me, and this is just what I noticed. I'd be interested to know if you guys have any differing opinions. So basically, this is the page, Colin's Friends. They actually changed it because it was initially Happy Birthday Colin, and Facebook doesn't usually allow you to change a page when it's got over 200 likes. But the mum wrote to them and said, look, this was a pretty special page. Is there any way you can make an exception? And apparently Mark Zuckerberg said yes. Well, I'm not sure if it's him that decided. But the first thing that stood out to me was that from a kind of campaigning and marketing point of view, is that they had a really strong why, a really strong reason why they were doing this that everyone else could understand. And I think that the initial post I showed you earlier, I've got it here, where she explains why she created the page, really makes it clear to people that, you know, she felt bad for her son. She felt sad that he didn't have any friends and that he felt pretty lonely. And so she created the page to fix that, you know. Instead of just sitting there doing nothing, she made this page happen. And so people talk about you've got to know why you're doing your things. And when you have a why that is really, I think, that touches on people's emotions, you can create so much, because, you know, people instantly could relate to this. Everyone knows someone who's had trouble kind of fitting in, or has sometimes felt a bit lonely, and a lot of people themselves have felt lonely. So I think this was a huge piece of why the page went so viral and has been able to create a big wave of change, is that it had a very strong emotional aspect to it, you know. So sometimes if you're listening to that and you're thinking, well, that's pretty obvious, you know, but I challenge you to look at whatever you're doing and have a look at whether you could have more of an emotional trigger in it, because often people don't make it that clear, and she made it extremely clear. It was very simple too, and I'm going to get onto that in a second. The second thing that I noticed when I was researching this was gratitude, because when I found an interview with the Ellen Show when the page was just starting, and I'm just going to come back here. Hello. So when the page was very new, she says, this is the mum talking here. At first, the response just trickled in. A few weeks ago, however, Jennifer found herself ecstatic when they had 100 likes. So Jennifer is the mum, and she said, "Holy cow, we're at 101 likes. I could cry. Colin will feel so loved. keep sharing and posting. We love you all. And that's exactly what she posted on the page. So, you know, she only had 100 likes at that point. When you think that today it has 2.1 million. But can you sense in reading that her excitement and her gratitude would have helped to build the page up even more, because that kind of energy is really generative, you know? It's like you're excited and it's like the universe is like, oh, there's some energy, let's add more to it, let's give it more. And so she was that ecstatic about 100 likes. So can you imagine what it was like when they got to 1 million?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
How long,
right.
I'm sorry, when did she first post this?
She first posted the page, this would have been about a week after it was created in January, I think.
This year, January this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
And it's
1.1
crazy.
million.
Yeah, 2.1 million. I can show you actually. I think this was the interview I found with Ellen. At this time, this was written on February the 11th. A little boy thinks he has no friends, but he actually has 102,000. And the very first sentence of this story is, by the time we finish writing this, Colin will probably have over 125,000 friends. In the few hours since we found out about him, he gained 30,000. When his birthday comes around on March 9th, he will likely have 1 million. A week ago, though, he had none. So he was getting likes at the rate of about 30,000 a week. No, 30,000
A day.
probably in just a few hours, they're saying here. Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's in Michigan. He has a sensory processing disorder similar to autism and Asperger's. So, yeah. So gratitude. So this is where I just got that quote from, because at this point, people from Scotland, Switzerland, other countries were sharing their own messages of struggling to find friends and acceptance and offering positive greetings. And guys, like if you go to the page, it will make you teary-eyed when you see what's been written there. The depth of love and support people were giving this boy was just amazing, and it still continues. So gratitude was what I thought was a big part of probably why this page was able to go so viral. And the third thing is just a simple thing here, a simple call to action, because they kept it very, very clear. All you had to do to participate in this was like the page and leave a comment for Colin. That was it. If you wanted, you could also send something in and write something. So what occurred to me was that imagine if she had said, I want to end bullying in schools. I think there shouldn't be bullying. And they'd done some kind of like anti-bullying initiative. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have had the same impact. You know, I'm not saying it wouldn't do anything, but the fact it's like using Colin and his birthday, it was like a little hook onto a much bigger issue. And this is a really effective tool in campaigning or marketing, is you find one thing that kind of represents the whole issue, but you only focus on that one thing, because people can then join up the dots in their head, you know? Like with Colin, the fact that he had to sit alone every day and had told his mum, literally said, I have no friends to invite to my birthday. All she did was speak about this, and that made people ask questions like, well, why is he being bullied? Why are other kids not being nice to him? Why is he sitting alone? Why is no one supporting him in the school? What are other parents of those kids doing about this? And all these it set off like a chain reaction, because then parents saw this on Facebook and realized that their kids were probably the ones that were treating him meanly, and they spoke to their kids about it. It was just amazing. Like his mum was posting about this on the page, saying, "Oh my God, more parents have seen the page. Colin's gonna have so many friends at school, he won't know what to do with them all." And you know, it's just an amazing.
Well,
go on, Tracy.
no, I was just going to say, in general, 10-year-old children are kind of cruel. But yeah, as for him having a bunch of friends after the parents give their kids a whipping for treating him bad, I don't know if it would work that quickly, but Yeah, I think the kids would learn a lesson in the long run. Maybe I'm just being cynical because I was a kid once and I was probably not the nicest child.
Yeah, but just think about it, Tracy, because like these kids went on the Facebook page. I think because then they were told not to speak to him about it. So
Oh,
some things, yeah, like I think
Hmm.
I see what you're saying as well. I don't think it would just be the parents that could tame
yeah.
the little monsters, but I think they used the page to say to them,
Yeah,
look
I was
what's
going to
happened.
say that they just could show the page.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there it
Right.
is. I
yeah,
mean, even 10 years old are in Facebook, so
That's
exactly.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I guess the children with consciences would feel bad about it and would probably think twice and think, what if that were me? How bad would I feel? Yeah.
yeah. Maybe
But
not
yeah,
all.
your market you're
yeah. Then you
sorry, you're
turn it
called it.
around. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Then you
Oh
turn
no,
it
go ahead.
around because he sees all this. He is with cool people. He get to go to places. He get to the rock band and everything. And whoa,
Right.
what happened here? He is. I mean, suddenly he's very cool little guy instead
Yeah,
of this guy that I used to bully in the school. So
yeah,
that is the positive part.
Right.
yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
It's like all the kids that we grew up with in school who were maybe a little nerdy and we kind of gave them a little bit of crap for it. They're all multimillionaires and tech geniuses and they're running the world now. So we're going to be nice from now on.
I'm
Lesson learned.
going there.
Yes, absolutely. Me too.
Oh,
Send me back and make me a nerd. I'll be happy with that. But Sandy, what you were saying about the call to action or the marketing technique and how it would have been different if she had said like, we have to stop bullying in schools. Personalizing it, by putting a face to it, a real face. I've seen plenty of these calls to action uh, that try to personalize it, but after you read it, you realize that the photo that they used was like a stock photo. It's like
mm,
let's end hunger in Africa, and then they put a picture of a child that was like a UNICEF poster child from 40 years ago, and you realize at the end of the story, and you're like, well, I'll click like, but I'm not going to go any further. You feel a little
yeah,
gypped. And I think with this kid, because it was so real, uh, it was so effective. Her,
yeah,
Yeah.
her two paragraphs, her paragraph saying why she was doing it was definitely heartfelt and really, really, really whatever, engaging. It made people want to do something about it. But because there was a picture and there was a real child, um, yeah, it
yeah,
was more, you know, if you say it's a problem in school and you show a picture of a couple of kids being bullied, well,
Mm.
we all know it's a problem in school, but personalize it. But 2.1 million, that still blows me away. It's just
yeah,
crazy. That's
and
nuts.
so quickly as well. That was the thing that I kept looking at it. I was like, oh my God, it's gone up like 500,000. I would look at it like once every 2 weeks or so, and it would just go up by huge numbers. Um, and something I also wanted to point out was I was going to show you the page just from a social media point of view. I think his mum is really gifted because she's not uh, a campaigner or a marketer or anyone trained, but she just put a lot of personal, like you were just saying, Tracy, a lot of personal touch into it. So she'll post things like pictures of what he's up to, the music video. She would give updates on what was going on with like all the presents they were receiving. She does Throwback Thursday, and she'll show the pictures of Colin when he was younger, and his little smile here. She puts like Happy Father's Day, this one, and like he loves to wear bow ties.
We
So
can't
this
see it if you're trying to share it with us.
you can't see it.
Oh, we're
No.
looking at you.
Oh,
Yeah.
sugar. Okay.
Oh, sugar.
That's nice too.
You like my quick adaptation there. I was like, oh, sugar, sugary sugar. Um, I have the best swear words, not. Oh, now we're looking at Tracy. Okay. Okay, hopefully you can see some bow ties now.
Oh,
This is a really
wow.
smoothly run webinar. Oh dear. Oh well. You can be rubbish at internet. Oh look, here we go. Throwback Thursday. So she'll post pictures of him when he was little and give you like a little story behind it. He had a lot of giraffes in his first year. She also showed. I remember seeing a picture where it was her in like a ball dress and him in a little suit, and he's about 5 years old. And oh look, and this is a message from Colin. He says, "Hi guys, it's Colin. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for being my friend and being able to have your love and support. Thank you, Colin signing out." 95,000 people liked that. 86,000 shared it.
I want that kid on my team.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And I'm trying to find this other picture of her because it was just so touching. Because it was like a mufti day at college or at school, you know, where you go in and wear what you want. And normally kids go really casual, but oh, here it is. Colin wanted to wear a bow tie and a suit. Hopefully this has the story behind it. I'll just see. Okay, this is from the first ever mother-son dance we went to back in 2009. Colin was very specific in how we dressed, so even though all the other kids and mums were much more casual, this is how we attended the dance because that's what Colin wanted. Isn't that cute? And he's like his little shoes.
Yes, cute.
And I just thought I'd share that because to me, Colin is, if you watch his YouTube videos, he's got such a strong personality. You know, he's very funny. He's actually very witty. And so I just think he's going to be a very strong character when he's older, and that this is like just helping to accelerate the process. A really cool thing. Yeah. So when I say a call to action, like I was showing in this, oh, this is Maya Angelou, in the other PowerPoint. A call to action is basically when you're asking someone to do something, and it could be anything. It could be asking them to subscribe to a newsletter. It could be to make a donation. It could be to sign a petition, or to leave a message on a Facebook wall. But something simple that people can share and easily get other people to do is a really great call to action. And so here, all it was, please join me in making my very original son feel special on his day. So there we go. So those were the three main things that stood out. Having a strong why, you know, this emotional message here. And this was constantly repeated. They didn't just say it once and then that was it. You know, she was always sharing little tidbits from his school life, from his growing up, why it had been so difficult and he wasn't able to make friends. And so the more you followed the page, the more you felt like you started to really know Colin and know his mum, because they were sharing, you know, they were being like an open book. So if you have a Facebook page, it's an amazing place in which to do that. You know, you don't have to share your entire life, but keep it real, you know, have pictures of you, have pictures of what you're doing, talk to people about what's going on. It doesn't mean tell them your problems, because you don't perhaps want to do that, you know, but you want to, but focus on the things that are, yeah, like, but just at the same time, you don't want to be perfect, you don't have to be perfect either, but, you know, like, but just sharing yourself, because a lot of Facebook pages can be quite, they're trying to be professional, but they're not completely professional, and it can sometimes be a bit bland, I found, and I've done this too myself. So the more that you just sort of show people pictures from what you're doing, if you have a campaign or a project or a business, you know, show people aspects of your life as well as what your work is, they'll love it. You know, like I follow this social media guru online, and she posts a lot, like every 2 or 3 hours, but she recently, and nobody really does much, you know, she gets a few likes and comments because she's not so much a Facebook person. She built up her business through doing webinars like 3 or 4 years ago, But when she posted holiday pictures, her page went crazy. Like so many people were liking it and commenting, and because it feels more natural, I guess, and people will be more inclined to actually engage with what you're doing. So this is something that his mum, Colin's mum, was really good at doing. So, and the other piece was gratitude, like celebrating every single milestone. Even just 100 likes, she was so happy about that. So, I'm going to come back here. Did this remind you of anything, guys? Anything you want to share about it?
I can't think of anything in my personal life. I mean, there are times when I probably should show more gratitude and celebrate a little more. I guess I tend to kind of keep certain things closer to my chest. I mean, I may not be shy, but I definitely hold back some personal and private things. Maybe that's, I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah. I'm back. Lost my train of thought. It got derailed.
But I know what you mean, Tracy. It's not always. Sometimes people feel like they have to put on this persona, you know, to have a business or to do a job or whatever. And we don't even realize we're doing it. It's just kind of what people do. I remember when I first started a newsletter with my Zumba students in France, I hated writing it, even though I loved to write. And after a few months, I was like, oh my God, I sound like a 50-year-old woman in my letters, and in France, and there's nothing wrong with being 50 years old, but in France people speak. I know, but in France people speak.
Please,
I should put this in context. People speak in very kind of different ways according to age here. Like they literally use a different form of grammar, so it sounds very formal. And I was doing this, and I didn't really sound like myself because I don't use that kind of grammar. And so I just stopped one day and I wrote them all a letter and said, look, I'm just going to forget the grammatical rules and just speak how I speak when I see you at the class. And my people started to read my newsletter that weren't even on my classes because they became really popular. So I have to say, actually, that some of my best friends are in their 50s, so I have nothing against the age. I'm talking about the French way of speaking to people.
The cultural law rules. That's
yes.
all. Nothing about. Yeah. Trying to save you. There's an old saying, Sandy. When you find you're in a hole, stop digging.
I'm not.
We got you, Sandy. It's good. You're okay.
Yeah. Actually, I do have something I can share personally, and it's recent, and it was for this event coming up in Charlotte. I had a major shortfall of funds, so you know there's a little thing you can do that an exercise, and you make a list of 50 things that you think you could do to raise money for whatever it is you need. And so I made a list of 50, well, not 50, I got to about 30. When I got to about 30, I started, my list included things like sell blood, sell sperm. I was like, wait a second, I'm 44, nobody wants either of those things from me. And I was like, okay, I think I've come almost to the end of my list. I put a few more things on there. And I went back, and one of the things was a crowdfunding campaign. And thank you, Karen. Now I get to thank you face to face, sort of. Thank you for your kind donation. And I made a video, and I explained exactly why. And I really put myself out there. And then after the first day, I decided that that video wasn't good. So I made a funnier video that fit my personality more than my first video. And it got a lot of views and a lot of reactions, and I can say not all positive reactions. I got one angry letter from a friend of mine in Korea. Maybe you know him, LRD. Do you know Lance? Karen?
Does he own like a little restaurant? Oh,
no, he owns a little studio. Lance. Okay, anyway, not to share his last name or anything, but he wrote me this angry letter saying he thought I was above all that and that I was more professional than that and da da da, and I was
Really?
sending this awful mooch letter and I was like, you know, hey, when you have a dream, you got to do what you can. And then a friend of mine growing up posted on my thing, and this guy he's also older than me. He's probably close to 50, 48. He's lived in the same house since he was born. I don't even think he's ever left the country. So I was like, well, how does this guy even understand anything about having ambitions or dreams? So I brushed both of these guys aside, but I put myself out there, and the reactions have been, for the most part, positive. Most of the people are like, that was a funny video, great, thanks. Click donate. But I didn't get 2.1 million likes, but I pretty much felt pretty vulnerable doing this, and I guess that's part of it. This vulnerability that people can feel, they can sense it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think Colin's mom had a certain vulnerability, but she also was at a point where she's like, I just don't care. I've had to deal with this, the crap that he gets from kids since he was 5 years old, and now, damn it, I'm just going to put it out there. And it doesn't quite compare with mine, but there is that vulnerability.
No, that's
personalized.
not fair to say. That's not fair to say. Everybody has their own story, and one is not greater than another. It's just a different perspective.
Yeah, and I didn't get bullied until after I posted the video. So.
Oh.
No.
But and it's such a great video, Tracy.
It really was. It was
really
funny. I liked it.
It was fun.
I laughed a lot.
And the thing is, I think it will also create for you in the future. Sometimes we kind of, I know it had a proper purpose, like a specific outcome that you were looking for. Even if it doesn't happen right now, I have a feeling that video will create something else as well in the future. So it's just had such an amazing response. So yeah, sometimes it's good to keep that door open, because I remember sometimes when I was starting making videos and I had like 5 people watching or 10 people watching, and then a friend of mine said, well, Sandy, you're sowing seeds that will continue to reap for you. Not just, I don't mean like in money, but like everything really, for yourself, for your creativity, for the things people associate with you, it can just lead to all kinds of magic. So well done for doing it.
It's a growth process. Yeah, as far as sowing the seeds. In about 60 days, I've done about 85 videos.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nuts, but that includes that 30 videos in 7-day challenge, which I hope nobody ever throws that gauntlet down again.
Yeah.
It was just too much. Karen, you did that, right?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't do
you
that challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, doing 30 videos in 7 days and doing a video a day after that, and a couple of times I've done 2 videos in a day, and I've skipped a couple of days, but the skills it builds, and you know what? I still look at my my video analytics or the video whatever, and it shows how many views, and are still probably 15 videos that have 0 views, but it doesn't really matter. It's the process that counts, and it's the long-term process. Each video is a seed, and
Exactly.
Thank you. I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
each video is a seed.
I just
Yay!
Well,
Well
I start every day from that I start.
I'm
Nice.
proud of you. Yeah.
It's real. It's like buying real
true.
estate.
I think that, yeah, you have to like something that always helps me a lot, and I think no matter what level you're at, it applies. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20.
Oh no.
And I used to be the queen of that. I would always like look at people and be like, what am I doing wrong that I get like 5 views and this person gets 150 in an hour? But the more I've come to see, I literally see a video now as like planting a little seed, and you want to do things to make sure people see it. You don't just sort of make it and that's it, but you don't also expect it to like become an oak tree by tomorrow morning, which is what I used to do. Oh no, I have to go plug my computer in.
Oh, I meant to warn you about that earlier when you were doing screen share. Shit, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
now
sugar.
The storm is
Sugar.
the storm just got like really loud. Oh god. Okay.
Run and get your cable.
Sorry?
I said run and get your cable if you need to.
Yeah. Okay, I will. Okay.
So, Lise, what have you made videos about so far?
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
Yeah. What have you done?
No, I have started to make 2 videos in Swedish because just to get it going. I have never made it before, so I have talked about to people in my age about how we have come to a part in life here in Sweden where you going to retirement about 10-15 years and you get really bored and tired about going to work and how you can create your life. So I've talked a lot about that. And then the last one I made, it was about a little bird in my house here who had come inside. So I just captured him on the with my mobile phone, and then I have to put that away and let him go out. It was a little bit tricky to get him out, and then I filmed that how I did. So, and then I talked something very profound about how I felt, how I can feel locked in sometimes, and wish someone opened the window so I just can fly out and feel the wing under my wind under my wings. Yes. And that one is in English, so you can go to my blog and watch it.
Oh, cool.
Fantastic.
You can put some Bette Midler, Wind Beneath My Wings music on there.
Oh, thank you! I don't know how to do that yet.
Fair use doctrine that can allow that, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But you've done something that people can take away from listening to you, Liselotte, which is you actually just went out of your comfort zone and did it and shared it and did it even though you didn't know how many people would watch, and that's a really beautiful thing because a lot of people won't dare to do that. So many people. I meet so many people that are like, how do you make videos? I would never dare to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I really had to. Oh.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I also came out of my comfort zone. It was almost a year and a half ago that I started a Kickstarter project for a new CD. And even when I made that first film, talk about feeling exposed and, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this, and I'm not going to get all the money, and I must be out of my mind because I did it right around Christmas. And
oh God, yeah.
That was so crazy. It was insane. But it worked. I did it.
You hit your target.
With the Kickstarter project, you have to get all of the money before you get it. You know, you have to reach your goal. If you don't reach your goal, your target, your goal, then you lose everything. But no, I reached my goal and I went above it. So it was actually quite a miracle. So if you think you can't do it, don't listen to anybody else. Don't listen to the naysayers, because you can do it.
The gremlins.
Yes. Or to that chit chat in your head that says, you can't do it.
That one is the best one.
Always available.
Yeah, always available, yes. Whenever you like.
Karen, next time is Indiegogo. They have flexible funding and you can get it and there's less stress.
Yes. I learned about Indiegogo later. I was like, damn, I wish I had known about that earlier.
Oh.
But you pay 14%.
Yeah, well.
I sent your campaign, your blog about it, your video about it, Karen, to a young friend of mine, actually, because she's got a crowdfunding campaign. So it's like And I'm now going to be sending yours, Tracy, when I send things like that to people as well.
Thanks.
As an
I'll
example.
leave that funding campaign open forever.
Exactly. Cool. Well, thanks.
Did I say June 26th?
Sorry?
I'm sorry. Nah, I was just, never mind. Nothing.
Okay.
It's okay.
I think we had the delay. Cool. So just remember, like, whatever you're thinking of doing, what we can take away from Colin and his friends is, number one, have a strong why that something people can relate to. You know, there's a really good TED talk by Simon Sinek, Start With Why, and a whole book actually about that whole topic. And he uses the example of Apple and Microsoft because a lot of people love Apple and the marketing of Apple because it talks a lot about being different, about being crazy, and Steve Jobs was very careful to sort of frame Apple as being the company for, you know, innovative people that think out of the box, compared to someone like Dell that would just be like, yeah, we have 32-inch screen computers that have great printers too, and he says that most people tell you about what they do rather than why they're doing it. So Colin, the page is an amazing example of that, you know, with an emotional aspect to it as well. The second thing was that she was always so grateful, even just for 100 first likes, and now she has 2.1 million. And the third thing was a very just simple call to action and using one issue as a hook to a larger topic. And in fact, I can just quickly say to finish that when I was campaigning, we did this very successfully in one campaign. We wanted to close a loophole in the law that seemed so insignificant to people, but actually it created a whole discussion on why that loophole was there and women's rights in general. And it snowballed this massive debate across the UK from one little legal loophole. It was really powerful. So we can all find things like that for whatever we're interested in. So thanks everyone for coming out and for putting up with my dodgy internet connection. And for sharing your lovely stories.
I couldn't hear that.
Oh.
I'm totally kidding.
Can you hear me?
Great. Yeah.
No worries.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Cool. So if you're not working with our team Have It All, and you would like to be, then get in touch with the person who sent you here. They can give you more information about it. It's basically, for me, it's a way of using the internet to learn about how to actually share things on the internet and have an online business that doesn't take up all your waking hours, so that if you want to go out and do activism or do other stuff, you can. So if that's something that interests you, then get in touch with any of the people here or myself, depending on whoever brought you to this hangout. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for being on again, and have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Absolutely.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Stay safe.
Yes. You guys too.
Bye.